I'm out on the second day of a trap out. I set this up yesterday evening and got done setting it up right at dark. So I had to come back out and check on them, make sure they weren't getting around the trap. Because they're smart little devils, and they had found two ways around. They're going in, this is real logs. This is a log cabin with an add-on. These are faux logs. This is just log siding. But these over here are real logs, so I wasn't worried about them being in that space, but they're on this add-on. There's a wall that goes straight back, and it's a closet wall. And the closet is packed full of stuff. So rather than tear their closet up and trash the house, we're doing a trap out on this one. And so you can see how I've stuffed all these voids up here with filter material, but they were getting around over here. They were going under this side and back around through the bottom. It was the only place that I can tell that they could get through. It looks like the rest of the siding is pretty tight against that board in the back end. Has a silicone seal on it. So I'll have to check them again tomorrow. This is it's not too far from my house, maybe 20 minutes. And I'll have to check them daily until I know for sure they're blocked out. But right now they're blocked out. You can see them starting to pile up pretty good here. Look what the carpenter bees are doing to this house though. Man, they're destroying it. It's a really pretty house in the middle of 45 acres, secluded. I think I've got them blocked out now. They're really piling up really nicely. That's what I like to see. Here's a quick look at my cone. And again, all those voids all the way to the top are stuffed with filter material. I hope they don't find their way around this stuff in the soffit, because there's a gap on that soffit all the way across that I'll be having to stuff. They really were piled up in the corner for a minute there. Now they're starting to crawl the wall, looking for gaps where they can go in. This wall here I'm not too concerned about, because like I say, it's real logs and they're stacked, so they can't get through that wall. Even through these carpenter bee holes, there's no access. It's just around this trim, siding and soffit is what I'm worried about. They're really getting desperate now. They're coming on down and searching holes where I don't think there's access to the hive, but I'm gonna block it off anyway just to keep them from crawling up in the framing and going somewhere besides my trap box. I got a trap out that I'm working on a log cabin, a real log cabin, and ooh dang, that sucks when you got a $70,000 hot rod and the shocks are falling out of it. Anyhow, it's one of these, it's a true log cabin. Some of them get the log cabin siding, but this is a real log cabin with a log cabin sided add-on. So they called me Friday, Saturday something, wanting me to come look at these bees in this log cabin, and they're in a section that they just added on to the house, and where they added on, they didn't do real logs. They added on 2x4 framing and then log siding. So the bees went in where that siding joins to the original home and went down a wall into it would be in a closet that if I was having to tear it out, they would be in a closet. So They had only been in there 5 days according to the homeowner, and I believe it's probably pretty accurate. They've been doing a lot of remodel on it, and if they'd been in there longer than that, somebody would have noticed them, surely. I say that, but every time somebody says they've only been there 5 days, they've been there 2 years. And so I gave him the option of tearing out his brand new closet or doing a trap out. So we're doing a trap out, and I'm going over there right now to add some frames. I only had 3 frames with me when I set the box up, and I don't know what size colony that I'm getting out. So they're already working the box. I'm just going over to add a few more frames to give them some room to work. The trap was set up on Saturday. Sunday I had to go back and stuff more holes that had gotten around my trap. And let me give you a look at the river here. It's so pretty. So pretty. You can't see what I see, but it's a nice place to come cruise if you got a little boat. I'm getting back around to it again here. Fishing spot. So anyhow, where was I? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to add more frames to the box. Oh, I know. I set it up Saturday. Sunday I had to go back and stuff more holes. Monday I went back and they were all blocked out. And they were just hanging out on the wall all over the place. By Tuesday they had taken to the box and were working the box, and were steadily coming out of the wall. And so today is Thursday. I should have the majority of the mature bees out. Now all that would be left is probably young bees and the queen and whatever brood she's laid up. Shouldn't be much in there. They were only in there a few days before I set the trap up. So she's had time to get a few rows of eggs laid, but not much. So probably won't take long to get her out. I'm saying a week and a half max. How about this driveway? Might be a little too dark to see anything in here, but it's probably a 300 or 400 yard long winding scenic trail. There's my setup if I hadn't found it already. This is the add-on. This is the real log cabin part. And they're still looking for a way in. They're still trying to find their way to the main hive, but they are working this box. So the few thousand that were hanging out on the wall have taken to the box now, and I'll leave them here up until I notice that they're not really looking for a way into the wall anymore. Right now the queen's still in there. That's why they're trying to get in. This section out here is queenless and they know it, and so they're going to continue to try to get around these blockades until they find her, or until the majority of the hive is out and they've accepted the fact they're queenless. These are probably, these ones that are looking now are probably the ones that have come out later, and they just hadn't been out long enough to realize there's no way back in. And this is funny right here because there's a bee in there. There's a carpenter bee up in that hole. They keep having to run the honeybees out. I got some frames with just a little bit of work on them I'm putting in there. This is some old cutout brood that didn't survive. They've done figured out there's larvae in themselves. They're loving it.
outside.